Major breaking news from the Diddy trial and how heartbroken the family is. Also, very, very disturbing details. We got to talk about this, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian. I spill pop culture tea videos every single day, and we are covering the Diddy case. Now, I promised you guys all these months that as soon as the Diddy case started, we are going to cover it, and we're going to do it like a ripping off the Band-Aid. I'm going to just give you all the details, no fluff, no mess, no nothing, girl. We are going straight into the details because I know a lot of these things that are going to be coming out is very, very difficult for a lot of SA survivors out there, including myself. And I want to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing it as respectful as humanly possible, but there are going to be a lot of disturbing things that are going to be coming out. So I will try my very best to give you all of the news, all of the updates in the most respectful way possible. So we now have more updates. If you guys missed my video that I just posted regarding everything from the start of the trial to now, make sure to go watch. So the last thing that we talked about was how the security guard in the Intercontinental Hotel was allegedly bribed by Diddy to give him the videos of Cassie, okay? So now a male escort was called to the stand as the second witness. The prosecution has called a new witness, Daniel Phillip, who worked as a male escort and says he received money from Cassie to have intercourse around 2012 and 2013. Male stripper says he had intercourse in front of Combs. Phillip described a 2012 or 2013 gig when he was paid a few $1,000s to have intercourse with Cassie while Combs watched. The prosecution witness said he was expecting to do a striptease and leave with $200 and a tip. At this point, quote, "At this point, she gave me a few $1,000s and said she would tip me when I leave." Phillip told jurors, quote, "We ended up having intercourse, rubbed baby oil on each other for a couple of minutes. Combs was sitting in a corner pleasuring himself. After they had intercourse, Phillip said Cassie gave him a couple thousand more." He was instructing Phillip to how he should allegedly go about it with Cassie, which includes a lot of details that we are not very allowed to say. So just mind you, they're very, very, very graphic. He also alleges that Combs offered him substances, but Phillip said he did not use. Phillip described one time in which he said it appeared Cassie might have been under the influence of substances. Combs opened the door. He said, "I don't think this is going to happen today." She looked like she was completely passed out, half on the couch and half off the couch. He says that Combs allegedly urged him to keep quiet. Phillip told jurors that Combs made it clear that he was to keep quiet about the alleged work. Quote, "He asked for my driver's license and took a picture of it and said it's just for insurance. That if I spoke about it to anybody, I understood it to be that he was threatening me." He also describes witnessing Combs getting aggressive with Cassie and mistreating her. Phillip said he once saw Combs Cassie because she didn't come to the rapper's side as soon as he called. Quote, "I heard him yell out, 'Babe, come here,'" Phillip said, adding that Cassie then asked for a moment more time as she finished working on her computer. Quote, "Combs then allegedly came out of the room and Combs came out of the room and I saw liquor bottle fly past her and hit the wall," he told jurors. Quote, or allegedly, quote, "He grabbed her by her hair and dragged her by the hair into the bedroom. She was screaming and he pulled her into the bedroom and what I heard sounded like him slapping her." Phillip said Cassie apologized, but that Combs responded by saying, "B word, when I tell you to come, you come now, not later." Phillip said he was shocked and terrified, but that he didn't know what to do. He said he did not intervene and that there were 4 or 5 bodyguards in the other room. He also recalls telling Cassie that she needs to get help, asked if there was another time Philip could recall Combs yelling at Cassie, he testified that there was an incident he could hear while the couple was in a bedroom at the Essex Hotel. Quote, I heard her yelling, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Someone was being slapped around and slammed around the room, Philip said, and I looked around the corner and I saw Mr. Combs walk out of the hotel altogether without clothes. He might have had a towel on. Cassie then ran out of the room and jumped into Philip's lap, shaking and terrified, he said. Philip said he recalled wondering why Cassie stayed with someone who was beating her like this. Quote, she basically tried to convince me that it's okay and it'll be okay. Philip said, quote, and I said, it's not okay and you need to get help. Just like that, after the male escort took the stand as witness number 2, the court was adjourned. Court was adjourned just before 5 p.m. as the judge thanked jurors and said he'd see them again at 9:15 on Tuesday. The day ended with the defense cross-examining Daniel Phillip, a stripper who testified that he was paid thousands of dollars to have intercourse with Cassie as Combs watched. Now, this is important. Daniel Phillip, the male escort who testified last today, will return to continue cross-examination tomorrow. The judge ordered Phillip not to speak to his attorney even overnight before he comes back to testify again. So those are the latest updates. You know, I will tell you this is something that it's so crazy, because if you watch my other video, you saw how Diddy's defense team is trying to play it off like this was just an act of jealousy and love and money and role play, basically. And that is just so bonkers. I mean, listen, there's no shame in a little 50 Shades of Grey here and there. You know, there's no shame in exploring yourself and your partner. There's absolutely no shame in that. But this is not that, okay? That, no shame in the game, is with consent. It's with boundaries being respected. It's with both parties into it and loving it. This is not that. So for them to try to downplay this is absolute trash, okay? Also, I cannot even begin to imagine what his children are witnessing. Now, there's a lot of talk about Diddy's mother saying that she is absolutely disgusting and that she allegedly knew everything that was being done and what her son was getting into. But I can't help but really, really, really feel so bad for the twins. I mean, they're only 18 years old. They lost their mother so young, Kim Porter, may she rest in peace. And now they're witnessing their father being exposed for the monster that I believe that he is. So this is just absolutely crazy. But listen, this is, again, up-to-date information. This is going to be a very long haul, so get comfortable. Make sure you are subscribed for the latest tea. Make sure to turn on the notifications, because I'm giving you literal play-by-play, live and direct. I love you all so much for watching. And once again, if you are in a situation where you are not being respected and your boundaries are being absolutely just demolished, okay, I want you to remember that you are deserving of justice. You are deserving of respect. You are deserving that your boundaries get heard and respected. And I hope you all remember this, okay? No one deserves to be laid a hand on. Nobody should ever lay a hand on anybody, okay? Period. You deserve justice. You deserve to be respected, and never let nobody ever try and convince you otherwise. Love you so much for watching, and stay put for more updates.